I remember the exact moment I realized something had shifted in our marriage. It wasn't the cold shoulder at breakfast or the way she no longer lingered at the door when I got home. It was the words. Sharp, casual, like a blade hidden in a velvet envelope. "I just feel invisible sometimes," she said that night, sitting cross-legged on the couch, scrolling through her phone. Her tone was soft, almost vulnerable, but there was an edge that made my stomach tighten. My ex, he never made me feel like this. I froze mid-step, holding the plate I had intended to leave beside her. "What are you saying, Emma?" My voice was steadier than I felt. She glanced up, eyes flicking away, a shadow of guilt or was it defiance passing across her face. "I don't know. I'm just saying, you don't notice me like he did." A laugh, bitter and unbidden, rose in my throat. "You mean the man who left you when it suited him?" It's not about leaving," she said, too quickly, with a hollow laugh that didn't reach her eyes. I wanted to argue, to beg her to clarify, to demand reassurance that this was just a passing thought, a silly comparison. But I couldn't. Something in the back of my mind whispered, "Pay attention. Something is off." The following days were a careful dance around her. Every text went unanswered for hours. Every casual brush of my hand against hers was met with tense withdrawal. I watched her laugh at her phone screen with a familiarity that made my chest ache. At first, I told myself I was being paranoid. Marriage had its quiet spells, right? But intuition is rarely wrong. One Friday, I came home early from work, a rare gift of an afternoon. The house was eerily quiet, the kind of quiet that gnaws at your nerves. I called her name, then froze at the faint sound of laughter coming from our bedroom. Not the playful, domestic laughter we used to share, but something soft, secretive, intimate. I crept to the door, heart hammering, dread pooling in my stomach. The sight that met me, no, that confirmed everything I had feared, hit harder than anything I could have imagined. Emma, the woman I had loved for over a decade, sitting on our bed, her head leaned back, laughing at something a man whispered into her ear. His hand rested on hers, casual and possessive in a way that made my chest tighten and my blood run cold. I didn't yell. I didn't run. I just stood there, silent and trembling, while she turned and caught my gaze. The flash of guilt, or perhaps the thrill of being caught, flickered across her face, then vanished into a practiced innocence. "Hey," she said, her voice light, too light. "You're home early." I swallowed the scream lodged in my throat. "Who is he?" "He's just a friend," she said, but her eyes were too alive, too nervous, too guilty. I wanted to shout, to smash, to tear the house apart, but I didn't. Instead, I stepped closer, slowly, and let the silence stretch, heavy and suffocating. "I see," I whispered, my voice brittle. "Just a friend who touches you, laughs with you, makes you feel appreciated." Her mouth opened, then closed. She had no defense left. In the days that followed, I pieced together fragments. Late-night texts, unexplained outings, the subtle shift in how she spoke about me. Every denial became a puzzle piece that no longer fit. My anger was constant, simmering, but beneath it was a hollow sadness, a grief for the woman I thought I knew, the marriage I believed in. Finally, I confronted her again, not with accusations, but with cold, careful clarity. "I know everything," I said. "I don't need to hear excuses. I need you to understand that what you've done, what you've been doing, changes everything." Her face fell, a flicker of regret, or maybe relief that the secret was out. She tried to speak, but I held up my hand. "I loved you, Emma. I trusted you, and that trust is gone." She nodded, silent, and I felt nothing but the echo of a heart breaking in the empty spaces where love once lived. I left that night, walking into the cold air, past the streetlights that flickered over the pavement like scattered thoughts. I didn't know if I would return. I didn't know if forgiveness was even possible. But I knew one thing. Some betrayals don't just wound. They redefine you. And sometimes the hardest part is not confronting the other person. It's confronting the loss of the person you once believed them to be. As I walked away, I realized that in her betrayal, I had found clarity. Painful, burning, but clear. I would rebuild. I would survive. And maybe someday I would learn to trust again, but not the woman who had taunted me with echoes of the past, and certainly not in the way I once did.